NeNe. Let's go from one of her talk show guests to another. And let's talk about T.S. Madison, who y'all already know that what happened. We talked a bit about it yesterday. I did a whole breakdown of it. If y'all need a full recap of what I had to say, because it was a lot, you can watch one of the clipped out segments that I did from yesterday. It is on the YouTube channel where you can get the full breakdown. But so just to give y'all a quick one, NeNe appeared on a recent episode of NeNe Leakes show. T.S. Madison, I believe. I'm sorry. I think I said NeNe appeared on NeNe's show. T.S. Madison appeared on NeNe Leakes show to talk about a bunch of topics. One of the topics that they ended up talking about was men dating trans women and how men identify if they date trans women. And of course, because of some of what NeNe said, people believe that she was being a bit transphobic in a lot of her commentary. Now, I do have the clip because I was like, in case I got to show it again, for those of you who may have missed it, we're going to play the clip and then we'll come back and we'll talk. Please hold.
Do you only know gay men?
Well, I don't date gay men.
Well, okay. Well, I you know when you guys be saying that, that's weird.
Why?
Because what do you mean you don't date gay men? Because if he is sleeping with you and sleeping with a woman, he's something.
Well, he's not gay.
What is he?
He's definitely not gay.
He's bi?
Listen, because if a man come in here and he looks at me and you.
Yeah. What is he?
Well, he likes women.
Yeah, because he doesn't know.
And if he does know, he likes women.
Okay.
Now,
but what is he?
Well, that will possibly, it's a possibility.
He's bisexual?
He could be bi or he could be pan.
Okay, guys.
You know, a lot of men are a lot of men are pan, but they don't say anything. Like
I don't want to run into them. I don't want to date him.
NeNe, if you've dated
I need you to like
NeNe, if you've
Hello
dated
Kitty all the time.
If you've dated men,
yes.
If you've dated men, there's a possibility in your life that
he's been with a man.
He's been with something.
What do you mean he's been with something?
He's been outside. I mean, here's the thing. I know that women consider trans women men because we were born male. But there's a difference between being man and male.
I get it. But you have your part.
That's correct.
So he can love you and think you're so beautiful, and I want to sleep with you.
There are men who deal with me that won't touch my parts. Anytime you see
But does he know it's there?
Yeah, he knows it's there. I'm not hiding it.
Oh, you're not?
No.
I mean, that
wouldn't
make any sense.
Well, I've had gentlemen to tell me, hey, put a pillow over that. And I'm like, well, you're not the nigga for me. You don't have to touch it and deal with it, but I'm not hiding shit from you.
So, okay, wait a minute. We got to go back and figure this out.
Yeah.
So the man.
Now we talking.
Yeah, so the man going to be sleeping with me and you? I don't want to talk to him no more.
You don't?
Why the hell you going to sleep with me then going to sleep with you for?
Men like variety.
Oh, please. I don't want him.
Well, shit. I mean, hey, but it's happening.
I'm over it.
But these things, this is what women.
That's why I'm not even dating.
It's funny because NeNe be sounding so much like a child when the front is like, I don't want to be dealing with him. But you want to know something? Here's the thing. Like I said yesterday, I don't think that she is homophobic. Or transphobic. I do feel like that she comes from, as Maddie said, or what we're going to get to is like, she comes from a time where this is how a lot of women like her think. And they believe that if you are with someone who is transgender, that the man has to be pansexual, the man has to be bisexual, that he's got some type of other tendencies. And the fact of the matter is, it's like what I was saying for me. I'm not a gold star homosexual, but I have had sex with women. Therefore, or I was going to say, but in both, I combine both. However, as you get older and you start to become more comfortable and stuff with who you are, you know exactly what it is that you want. So I would not necessarily want to be in trying to have sex. Now, I could have sex with a woman because it's not hard for men to actually have sex with women. And there are gay men who have no problem getting it up for a woman and having sex with a woman. But that's not something that they actually prefer to do. It's something they could just get into. And there are women out there who will have sex with a gay guy. I don't know if it's necessary to change them or whatever the case is. That's whatever type of situation, that's between them. But it is possible that, yes, a gay man, because he's a man and he has a dick and it doesn't get hard, can have sex with a woman. It's the same thing like when you're thinking about with trans women. It's like, yes, trans women are women at the end of the day. Now, we're not trying to say, because I think where it comes from also when it comes to women, that women believe that, okay, bad, like we said yesterday, bad enough that women have to compete with other women for a man. Then there's the possibility that I got to compete with this gay man for a man. And now I got to compete with trans women for a man, because the only difference is like, okay, they're women, but they have something a little extra between me down there. That's the plus. But for the most part, it's just like men are visual creatures. So when you looking at somebody that's a woman, it's like, yeah, but according to NeNe, in her mind, she's thinking this stereotype that trans women are out here tricking men into having sex with them. And that's not what happened. Because do they know about it? Are they aware? I'm like, have you not ever seen an episode of the T.S. Madison, whatever she does, fag talk, whatever. I mean, she is like one of the most prominent trans porn stars, even though she don't do it no more. But they still out here watching her stuff. They're well aware of who T.S. Madison is. So she's never hidden. I mean, there may be some that do, but when we talk about her, she's never been the type that has ever hid who she is as a person. So I don't think NeNe is transphobic, but I do feel like because of her unfiltered delivery, her stuff comes across as she's not aware. She's a little ignorant in her approach about it. But instead of me being ready to come at her with a pitchfork and a glittered torch, this is the part where it's like, okay, I'm gonna sit you down. Like, listen, daughter, and we're gonna have us a teachable moment. And we're going to talk about, I'm going to break it down to you on what it is. But you have to also realize that stop trying to put a label on these men. Because a lot of times when it comes down to the men, they're not given the opportunity to figure out and explore their sexuality. Girls can sit up in here and, oh, I had a girl lick my coochie up in college and I could do all that other stuff and it's no problem. It's celebrated. It's accepted if girls play around with other women or do other stuff, as long as you ain't out here looking like Rosie O'Donnell and Ellen DeGeneres. But if you're out here looking like Sofia Vergara and Shakira, oh, they here for each other, licking each other's labia minora and majora. So you have to look a certain way for the patriarchy to accept that aspect of it, because in their mind, a lot of these men thinking that they also going to be able to assert themselves in that same sex situation. It's a whole web that has been woven that we would have to unweave to get to the root of all of this. But yeah, so I just feel like I don't think she's transphobic. Now, to get to what someone on social media, or Twitter specifically, because before I get to that, it was like she also said that Maddie did say it's important for men to make men feel comfortable to say that they find things attractive outside of what society accepts. And said that all women should be taking PrEP, a medication that helps prevent HIV. You should get PrEP and DoxyPrep. Also, I feel like yeah, y'all should be getting on that, because a lot of people think that only gay people should be getting on PrEP. No, y'all should be heterosexuals should be doing get on it too. And me working and for when I told you when I used to work at ACQC, that was something big that we would get on women for doing too. Women should get on heterosexual people should be on PrEP just as much as gay people. So, and people also need to get out of their head that AIDS and HIV is not just a gay man's disease. Anybody can get it. I know plenty of straight people with HIV. So yeah, so now Maddie did take the Twitter to respond to a user who was also defending the Housewives alum against criticism. And TS said, I don't think she's transphobic. She said, some of her beliefs may come from a different time period or ideology. I myself have said and held transphobic ideas. I think she meant ideals, but and then learn better, move better. And I agree with that. I feel like as long as we're alive and we breathe air on this earth, there's always a moment that we should be having that's teachable. So we can't expect everybody to be at the same wavelength that we are all the time. And that's what I get. That's another thing that I like to poke at my community as well, the queer community. When a lot of you new age queers want to jump in and y'all want to come up with all these pronouns and all this other stuff, and it's like, yeah, I'm willing to understand and learn it, but you have to meet people where they at in a lot of situations. You can't be out here so quick to fight and windmill on people who are not on the mentally where you are. So it's like, yes, we're always going to be out here, whatever level of queerdom that you are part of, where we always going to have to educate. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. But there's always going to be situations where we got to sit and we got to educate the masses, especially when you're in those, when you have that platform like a T.S. Madison does, where you have to teach people, give the people these teachable moments. So, if I wasn't as mature as I was, if this was me a couple of years ago and I would have heard this, I would have went a lot harder on NeNe. But when you know better, as you said, when you learn better, you move better. When you know better, you do better. Is what they say. But I do feel like also, NeNe, if you're notorious for floating in queer circles, whether it be a gay man who beat your face, glue down your lace fronts, or have them in your circle, especially with you living in Atlanta, you would think that she would basically have more progressive understanding when it comes to queer community and relationships. So it's like, maybe because it didn't affect her and there was no understanding of that. But yeah, it's like, let's stop punishing men. I mean, if it's not for you, it's not for you. But let's not punish men who have tendencies where they want to explore who they are as people, and let's not be so quick to put labels on them, because not everybody is all for the labels and the identity politics and all that other mess. So I just felt like it made me uncomfortable when NeNe was up there talking about, oh yeah, so what is he or what are you? Is it this and is this? I mean, if you're with a trans woman, then that means you're gay, or that means you're bi, or that means you're a pan. Excuse me. That means you like dick or whatever. And it's like, okay, so you like a chick with a dick, but not every chick walking around has a dick still. So we just have to, it's just, this is a heavily nuanced conversation that it probably would take like more than this little segment that it would take me to break it on down on a trans person. But I will say shout out to a lot of the people that have been giving their discourses. I did see yesterday, because I was in her live chat where she was on Instagram. Hope Giselle did a whole situation on that. I don't know if it's still up or it might be gone, but yeah, she did a whole little video on talking about this whole situation yesterday. So shout out to her. And shout out to those of y'all who are open-minded and trying to understand all this other stuff that's going on. So yeah, I want to definitely hear from you in regards to this story, because I'm sure that we're going to continue to hear more stories surrounding this. Like, I'd rather someone like a NeNe who's willing to be open and understanding and willing to open their mind up and try to understand the situation, regardless of how unfiltered and ratchet it came across out of her mouth, versus somebody like that dingbat over there at the Breakfast Club, just he not hilarious. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.